All right, guys, crazy day in crypto so far. I'm out walking my dog earlier, and I have all these alerts set on my phone for price action. Bitcoin goes from like 26,800, shoots up to 29,000, it goes up almost to 30,000. Now we're back down to 28,000. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I put on Crypto Banter, and it turns out there's a fake news article regarding a Bitcoin ETF approval. And that really just pumped Bitcoin like $3,000. Now, the interesting thing is, I'm not going to harp too much on that. Crypto is full of manipulators. In a nutshell, CoinDesk came out. They did an article, or not CoinDesk, Cointelegraph came out. Apparently with an article saying that the Bitcoin ETF was approved. I think it was a tweet. Then like 10 minutes later, they come out and say, oh, no, our information is wrong, or they were SIM swapped or something. I don't know. Whoever put out that tweet liquidated a lot of shorts. I do have a feeling there's going to be some lawsuits over that one. So that's why I don't believe it was unintentional. Crypto's full of scammers. I think somebody took advantage of the situation. We'll see what happened. I've seen this happen in the past with crypto, where fake news comes out and pumps and dumps the price. But you just got to realize, like, there's so many scammers in crypto. Like, I don't believe this was an accident. The interesting thing is, though, crypto went up to, really it was like 29.5 or 29.3, something like that. But crypto's still holding out. Bitcoin's still at 28,347. So I kind of thought we'd be back down to like 27,000 by now. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe this pump will not retrace completely. Regardless, we do think there's going to be at least I think there's going to be a Bitcoin ETF approval probably sometime in the next year. I actually think this is a bad time for it to be approved. I would rather the approval happen as we're going into the bull market, because even if it was approved today and said we go up to like 35,000 or 40,000, we'll probably just retrace. Like, I'd rather us already be in a bull market, then we get the Bitcoin ETF move. That's what's going to take Bitcoin to 150 or $200,000. So here's Crypto Rand talking about it a little bit. See what he has to say.
Would have spread fake news, and they would have destroyed all of these shorts over here if that is false. And it does actually feel like Bloomberg believe that Cointelegraph's here in the Banter newsroom. It says fake news. Bitcoin believes that the SEC has approved BlackRock's iShares spot ETF. It's fake news. Holy shit. That is a massive case of market manipulation.
Yeah.
Of course they can get in trouble. They publish a fake headline, and they liquidated all of these shorts over here. That fake headline liquidated.
See, this, guys, is why, and I've been saying it ever since I got into crypto, ever since I've been making YouTube videos, I've been saying you don't want to be using leverage. You don't want to be shorting Bitcoin. I mean, it's completely crazy. So you're short right now. You're short in Bitcoin because you think we're going to go down 25,000, which was probably a good chance we were. Then somebody puts out a fake article and you get completely liquidated. For what? So you might be able to make a couple $1,000s, when in Bitcoin and crypto, all you have to do is buy in the bear market and sell in the bull market. All these people who lost all their money shorting it, they'll never get that money back. Even though the article turned out to be fraudulent, regardless of the reason, it could come out saying it was completely fake. The guy's fired. The guy's going to jail who made the article. Say it comes down to that. You're still not going to get your money back on these exchanges for shorting Bitcoin. And now you short Bitcoin, we're right back up to $28,000. And, you shorten Bitcoin, you wake up one morning, you don't even know what happened. Like, you get some weird flash pump to 3,000 off fake news. Then you go right back down. You lost all your money. So that's why I don't like guys like Crypto Rand. Even though he puts out good information, he encourages people to short and use leverage, because his handlers, everybody in life has handlers, and Crypto Rand's handlers are the leverage trading exchanges like Bybit and all the other ones. All right, so that's that news. I mean, it is remarkable, though, that Bitcoin's still at 28,000. We'll probably go back. I think it's going to be a volatile day. I also think now that a lot of people who bought Bitcoin because of this pump have yet to realize that the ETF news was fake. So I think we need to see where things settle at the end of the day. But I mean, I would think Bitcoin's going to go back down to 27,200 or even the upper 26s. once all this settles, but maybe not. Maybe we'll just hang out here. I was telling you guys I was planning on buying XRP. I bought XRP last night at about 49 cents. So I'm up a little bit, but I don't expect this to last. Whatever pump we're getting right now is mainly a Bitcoin pump anyway. So even if Bitcoin dumps back down to 27, XRP will probably, go down to 48. A lot of these altcoins, although Solana pumped pretty hard, but that's because they have their conference and Bitcoin Cash. What else pumped hard? Really not much else. Not at least in the top 50. I mean, Litecoin pumped a little bit. Cardano was at 26 cents. Anyway, so that's that. These markets are full of manipulation. That's why the SEC should regulate on some level. But this is, to protect yourself, this is why you don't play leverage. Longing, shorting, using leverage, it's just it's a fool's game. It's a fool's game. Yeah, occasionally some people win, just like some people win at the casino. But why would you want to do that? Why would you want to take that risk? It's dumb money. That is dumb money. Dumb money uses leverage, and guys like Ren will never tell you that because they make all their money off you losing your money in leverage. All right, let's see what else is going on. We've been talking a lot about Bitboy and how he's really been building his channel back up, and he's really kind of destroying these guys over at the Discovery, the old Bitboy network. At least views wise, he's destroying them. Just killing them. But he's back to his old ways, which I'm starting to think now, I don't know. He just can't win. Ben Armstrong's one of those guys, no matter how many opportunities you give him, he just puts himself in a situation to lose. So here he is right now. He's talking about his lawsuits. He's going after this guy, Brian Davis, who I guess is some big crypto guy, and he's accusing him of manipulation. Brian Evans has now sent me legal threats through 3 people to get me to take down a video. So apparently Ben Armstrong made a video, which maybe we'll look at, about this guy, Brian Evans. Actually, let me see if I can even find it.
I'm so angry about what I've discovered today. So let's move on here. So this is Jet, Ultra Starter, Ultra Dumper we'll call him. You guys can see here he is with Neft Vodkas. How about that? Look at this cheesy smile. I don't know who that guy is. There he is with the dev. You can see he's a little Weasley guy. Look how Weasley he is. Look at his little cute thumb. Precious. And here you go. You can see him hanging out with Brian Evans. You want to talk about another scammer, the king of the scammers, Brian Evans. Everything this guy touches is a pump and dump. The project bots.
Look who's in there too. You got George from Cryptos R Us. I've actually been saying that George from Cryptos R Us is one of the biggest scammers in all of YouTube crypto for years. But for whatever reason, his personality, people think he's legit. He pumped you guys Luna, UST, BlockFi, Celsius. You can find my videos. I Trust Capital. Every scam in the book, George was actually on his YouTube channel. All the scams are just there. All his promotions are just right there. And they all turned out to be scams. And for whatever reason, George from Cryptos R Us doesn't get the hate that Ben does. But this George from Cryptos R Us is just as bad as Crypto Banter, Ben. He's just as much as of a scammer, if you ask me, in my personal opinion.
Bots was a project that Brian Evans got involved with, along with other people and people that were involved in the project know who I'm talking about. And all of a sudden, one night, let's go look at the bots chart. Actually, let's pull this up here. Pull up CoinGecko, and let's go here and check this out. Let's put in bots. It was a project I liked. They actually pumping and destroying. Let's check out Brian Evans here on Twitter. Well, look at this. Brian Evans, also the guy that sent my bill over to Brett Harrison FTX, trying to be my friend so he could use me, obviously, to pump and dump his own coins. And look at this. Here it is. Look at Brian Evans. CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, Entrepreneur, Influencer, Men's Journal. He's got basically an arm the size of a toothpick, so I don't know why he's in Men's Journal. Forbes, Rolling Stone, and GQ. You don't look good, Brian. I don't know what this freaking low IQ smile is.
I don't know, but for whatever reason, Ben has he's really mad at this guy Brian Davis, and I don't know anything about this guy Brian Davis. I just assume everybody who's an influencer in crypto, who has made a lot of money in crypto, on Twitter and promoting other coins, I just assume all of them are scammers because most of them are. But I don't know if Brian Davis is or not. Although there is a picture of Brian Davis with Crypto R Us George, so I assume there probably is some shenanigans going on. But anyway, my point is, Ben Armstrong is mad at this guy, Brian Davis. I don't really even know why. I don't even care. But my point is, this guy, Brian Davis, does look like he probably has a lot of money and does have a lot of backers. And you have, Ben, he's shitting on this guy, calling him a scammer, blah, blah, blah. Says, Brian Evans has now sent me legal threats through 3 people to get me to take down my video. I'm not removing the video. You are a money launderer, and people need to see it, suck it up to be exposed. I mean, look what Ben Armstrong's doing. He's just getting back on track. He just made a couple $100,000 with his GoFundMe. He's getting all these views now after losing his company. And now he's going to pick a fight with this guy, Brian Davis. Like, Ben doesn't realize you just dug yourself out of a hole. Like, you're trying to survive now. You're doing okay. And now you're going to pick a fight with a big bear? It's like... It's like you just dig yourself out of a dirt hole. You're barely surviving. You're making it home free, and then you start picking fights on your way back home. It doesn't make any sense. And this is why Ben Armstrong, I've always said, he is just born to lose. No matter how well he does in the next year or two in crypto or with his channel, eventually he'll end up destitute. But yeah, Brian Evans is behind tons of major pump and dumps. He tried multiple times to get me involved. Once I wouldn't play ball, Brian and Jet turned to George from Cryptos R Us. Yeah, I mean, is that really surprising? I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know George from Cryptos R Us was pumping and dumping every scam on his webpage. I mean, if you go look at a video from George from 2 years ago, you'll see FTX as a paid sponsor, BlockFi, Celsius. Like every scam in a book, George from Cryptos R Us made money promoting. Now here he is. George, for the record, George is a friend, so I don't hold anything he says about the situation against him. I do not believe George pump and dumps. Well, George does pump and dump. I mean, at least he promotes scams. Does he pump and dump? I don't know. But he did promote scams. That's a 100% fact. So if you've been involved pumping scams and shilling scams and taking money to promote scams, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you're also a pump and dumper, but I don't know. And then Ben is saying George is firmly under the persuasion of the snake Brian Evans and the weasel Alter Starter. In due time, George will say it. So my point here is, Ben, you're barely surviving. You're putting Discovery out of business. You're back on track. It's only been like 2 weeks. This time 2 weeks ago, you were selling all your cars. You had no money. Okay, you sold your cars. You got some money. You're rebuilding. Why would you want to pick a fight with these big power players in crypto? Like I said, guys, he's born to lose. Sometimes I root for him because it's like, sometimes you want to root for the guy who's losing. You want to root for the guy who's down and out. But like Ben Armstrong, if he keeps picking fights with these power players, they're just going to sue him. And Ben Armstrong doesn't have the money to fight any lawsuit right now against Brian Davis or Brian Evans. So it's absolutely crazy. So that's the Ben Armstrong news. There was something else I wanted to play as well. Oh yeah, another stupid thing I think Ben is doing. He's talking about how he's going to be getting out of the banking system and be in crypto 100%, which is probably the dumbest thing you could ever do.
Welcome. They always came around with a new idea on how to keep me going. Now what am I talking about? Am I talking about crypto? No. Am I talking about the channel? Keeping the channel going? No. I'm talking about giving up on the banking system. That's
right. And this is like, it's kind of like a pipe dream. Oh, I'm going to put all my money in crypto. But what happens if you get hacked? What if you have $1 million to your name and you're like, I'm getting out of the banking system, whereas the banking system will back you up for your money. If the bank goes under, the government's going to bail you out. If somebody robs the bank, your money is insured. What happens if you put your $1 million in a crypto wallet and that's your life savings and somebody steals it? It's gone forever. So putting all of your money in crypto is the dumbest thing you could ever do. So my point here is you're just seeing Ben Armstrong is very reckless. And that's what we've been saying on this channel for 2 years. And it's probably not going to end well for him. So if a guy like Ben Armstrong puts all of his money in crypto, it will absolutely get hacked. There's no question about it, and he will lose his money. All right, whatever. Oh, here's another Brian Davis video. Hey man, I saw your recent video. I did think we were friends and always tried to help when you reached out. I obviously don't agree with those allegations. Oh God. All right, so yeah. So my point is, Ben is now in a big fight with this guy, Brian Davis, who I don't know much about, but he clearly looks like he has a lot of influence and a lot of money. He also is in with like other influencers like George from Cryptos R Us. Ben, this is not a fight you want to be doing right now. You just barely are surviving right now. Just do your fucking live streams every day. Talk about the Bitcoin ETF pump and dump. You don't need to pick fights with other big influencers who could squash you if you wanted to. You're not as strong as you used to be. All right, what well, what else is going on, guys? And that was really the big news. You know, Bitcoin's still hanging out at 28,265, which is strange to me. If we're still above 28,000 by like this time tomorrow, I mean, I guess we really can't be pissed off about this fake Bitcoin ETF pump and dump, because I really did expect Bitcoin to retrace 100%. But maybe, you know, maybe it's not fake news. Like maybe there is an ETF that's going to be approved soon and the cat got let out of the bag too soon. Who knows? You have to take all these news articles with a grain of salt, but it is odd that Bitcoin is not completely retraced. XRP still almost at 50 cents. Solana's still on a major pump at $23. Even Dogecoin now is above 6 cents again. Litecoin was almost at $65 last hour. Anyway, point being that even if this is all fake, look what happens when a little bit of good news comes out in crypto. It goes absolutely crazy. Imagine what's going to happen when every single one of these Bitcoin ETF gets approved next year or in 6 months or whenever it is, or next week. Bitcoin is going to go through the roof. And if this did turn out to be fake news, which it does look like it probably was, at least for like the time being, this is your chance to get into crypto even more. You know, when this fake news came out when I was walking my dog, I was thinking to myself, man, I should have put more money into Bitcoin. It always happens. Every time good news comes out in crypto, you're like, I should have had more in. I should have had more in. Oh man, I should have bought $10,000 worth of XRP, not just $4,000 worth of XRP. Like they're the thoughts that go through your mind. Well, now it turned out to be all fake. So you have that opportunity right now. You have an opportunity right now to buy Bitcoin at $28,000 because you know you know for a fact now when there's a confirmed Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin's going above $32,000 within 10 minutes. You know, at the height of this Bitcoin ETF pump, Bitcoin was at $30,500. And it would have kept going. We'd probably be at almost $40,000 right now if this ETF news was legit. So all this is right now is another buying opportunity. You're getting another chance to buy. And of course, if we do get a Bitcoin ETF approval, Bitcoin will pump first. Your altcoins will lag. Then eventually Bitcoin will level out. And then your altcoins will start flying. And that's how it happens every bull market. So I really do hope whoever put out that article and they do like an in-depth investigation to figure out if it was a big scam or not, because I don't believe it was an accident. I believe that whoever put out that article, unless Cointelegraph can prove they were SIM swapped or like somebody got a hold of their account or something like that, but if a legitimate person who works for Cointelegraph put out this tweet, there has to be repercussions because people lost millions and millions of dollars. It says right here, 31 million in longs were liquidated. So then you have people. Okay, so you have 72 million in shorts, which of course makes sense. Then immediately when the news came out, people went long, and then of course we dumped back down $1,000, and then 31 million in longs were liquidated. Why the fuck would anybody play leverage in crypto? I'm gonna say it. If you're doing leverage in crypto, you're a fucking idiot. All right, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.